Good night, InukiTV viewer. It is currently Tuesday the 9th of August, going on to Wensleydale though. It is very late at night. Luckily, people are not in the house sleeping, so I can be as loud as I want to be. We have Japanese versus Commonwealth mixing it up today. We have Seth The Mighty and Mithras versus Laubox and a new player that we haven't seen before, PanduPando. I think we're in for a pretty damn good game. Everyone's around the same skill level, around 700 ranked, I believe. I think we're going to have a much longer game compared to the last two games that we had. Just based on, you know, the skills levels being pretty much around the same. Although, as I said earlier, we do have the Commonwealth versus the Japanese. The Japanese gets a little flack about, you know, their overpoweredness. They have very strong early game ability. Bear in mind, though, that you need to know how to use that early game aggression. Otherwise, you know, it's completely useless in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to use it. Early engagements going on here for Laubox on this right-hand side. He has spawned on the right-hand side, so he's going to mainly be the controller of that area. It's his responsibility. Of course, in team games, you all need to be paying attention to the entire map. Lots of grenades going off here. As expected from strong players early on the game, you can really make those early grenades very effective in holding your ground, you know, gaining that middle area. We see a few guys running into the center now, hiding behind a rock. Good cover. Grenade going off already there. Seth, well aware of, you know, that area of the map. We are playing on The Crossing, which is a DLC map, by the way. Always very hard to give proper introductions to these games because as soon as both players hit the center of the map, there's always something going on. We've got a guy hiding here behind cover being shot at from pretty much both sides of the valley. A grenade going up whilst he's healing. It's unfortunate that they can't really stop after they're bandaging. They just, you know, it's like, I can do it, I can heal myself, and then I can run, I can promise you. But, you know, it never happens. They're pretty much dead if they're anywhere near the enemy and they're healing. We saw an MG coming up, but more interestingly, on this left-hand side, PanduPando is going to try a little bit of sneaky tactics, possibly wanting to get vision of any enemy spawning units, see what they're bringing up to the field, but they've already been discovered. Moving back here, actually, there's a hell of a lot of forces approaching them. They don't want any sort of intel being given away. We have a huge squad over here already deploying sandbags. This map doesn't offer much in terms of cover for the center, or this central valley. There's a few rocks about. Nothing a squad can really hide behind and fire out of safely. So yeah, pretty damn important to get those sandbags up. This MG firing through the trees, super hacks there. Note the positioning though, it's kind of far back. I guess he doesn't want to risk it to any sort of grenades which could come up the valley, since, you know, there's a little slope in the valley. If you just look down this road now, you know, a guy could go prone, go up to the valley and then toss a grenade over with relative ease. Laubox feeling the regret of not having enough sandbags up here. He's using this rock for cover and a few sandbags. His guys can't be too in the open because they're being gunned down from the opposite side. Smoke's going up now. This guy saying he will throw smoke. And hooray! He's very happy he gets to throw a smoke. That guy usually never gets to do anything. You know, his squad leader's just like, you are the runt of the litter. You shall not do anything. You shall be a mascot. Yeah, ignore me again. On the left-hand side, Pandu is kind of leaving himself a little bit open. The same can be said for the right-hand side, for Team Commonwealth. Flanking could be a huge pain. Notice this guy crawling undercover by smoke. He's going for that same rock position. I think this might be a key position in this game since rocks cannot be destroyed. I believe. I've not seen a rock be destroyed. Pandu providing support from the rocks. Going to run a guy in there as well. The zone is now neutral. Tickets are now diamond. And everyone is pretty much doing their job how they goddamn should hell be doing. Excellent play so far. The scores are pretty damn even. Still early on in the game, remember, Japanese have yet to bring any sort of, you know, super rush tactics. They're not being overly zealous. Unlike the Japanese, but I'm pretty damn sure we're going to see something. A grenade goes off on that guy behind. The zone starts ticking down once again. There is a Japanese guy, I believe, behind the bushes on the left-hand side of the road. Laubox has a guy running away from this guy, sneaking by. I'm not sure why. He should definitely be killing him. Just looks towards his own spawn. He needs to look away. That guy could be going anywhere right now. Gonna have to see what happens to that later on this left-hand side. We looked like we had a little bit of a push from Commonwealth. A lot of failure though. Dead bodies there on the side of the ridge. Possibly time to just chill and relax, watch this firefight. A lot of bullets being traded back and forth. Pandu moves into the zone, trying to get a position behind that rock. We've got a mortar firing now. A mobile mortar vehicle, one of the special units from Japanese. If we go over to the bottom right, we can see the special units for the Commonwealth. The Japanese have an IS mortar thing. It's just mortar on a truck. But they use the special manpower, not the regular manpower, which you use to purchase units. And over time, more unlock. This mobile mortar, though, is very dangerous, I'd say, early game. You know, one of the Japanese strong early game units. I always see it used. Very typical in games against Japanese. On this right-hand side, though, well, still centre, but you know, a little bit more to the right. We have guys taking cover behind these rocks, commandos no less, from Laubox, tossing a few grenades. I think we have a smoke grenade going up. He wants to approach, you know, not from the central valley location. That's already being gunned down. These two guys get hit by a mortar. Perfect dead-on shot. That was okay. Yeah, there was a few shots. It's not complete luck. Over a period of time, they're bound to be hit. You can't put it all down to luck. But yeah, that mortar's definitely devastating the early game right now. Surprisingly, this MG is doing fine. All the trees are just falling down beside it. That is definitely going to go down at some point, though. The mortars are missing. A half track on this right hand side, but there's a guy in the bush. He could throw an AT grenade. It's a kamikaze. Kamikaze, that kamikaze from earlier, which Laubox decided to ignore, I do believe. In fact, there's another guy here. Takes down a commando, but notice the Japanese, in particular Seth, who is controlling that side of the map, is running guys behind. He's being very sneaky, and it's paid off. He's already destroyed a half-track full of guys. Whew. No matter though, they can still be in the game. Pandu has spawned some Anzacs, a special unit for the Commonwealth. And the central position now is being capped by the Japanese. Remember, this smoke works both ways, offering a little bit of protection for the infantry. A flamethrower would be pretty damn good for, you know, an offense with smoke, since flamethrowers aren't affected by the smoke. These Anzacs taking cover. One guy's already lost his poor little hat. I love their cowboy hats. I always think of them as cowboys. We had an Anzac here as well, but he got hit. Another guy runs in. Looks like he's holding his hat almost, but no matter, keep his hat on. That hat offers a lot of protection. I heard it stops bombs from hitting you. Someone's pointing out there's a guy behind here. Very good idea to just ping that map like crazy. I always do it in team games. Never ever a bad thing just to ping like crazy. In a big team game, you know, if it's not anywhere near you, you don't really have to pay attention to it that much. But always alert your team to potential dangers. You know, you're also giving them a sense of what's actually happening on the battlefield. This Daimler got taken out already from an AT gun in the rear line. These Japanese soldiers have been holding this sandbag line pretty well. They could use a well-placed grenade or possibly a mortar just to get them off that bag, and then maybe the Commonwealth forces can run up and take those sandbags for themselves. But still, I'd consider this early game, and to be aggressive as Commonwealth versus the Japanese, rarely see it. You know, people who don't know how to use the Japanese, okay, maybe it would work. In fact, it should work. And we do have a mortar here for Laotia. And the Japanese already know that they do have a mortar trying to shell them from their position and is returning fire. The mortar crew goes down and a few of these commandos get hit as well. So bad luck for Laojiao. These guys are being killed even more. Quite a lot of losses for the Commonwealth at the moment. It's not looking too good for them, but they are holding on. They do, you know, that middle point is going back and forth, back and forth. It's very good overall for the game for that to be happening. Not only is it awesome for us to watch, but it does mean that both players are pretty much evenly skilled at the moment. More Anzacs running in. You can see Pandu and Laojiao working very well, very closely together on this central position, and the Japanese seem to be, I can't really comment because it's very hard to see with the fog of war on, and I have to hover over every unit to see who's controlling who. But I'm just going to assume that Seth is on the right hand side and Mithras is most dominantly on the left hand side. One of these mortars goes down from the Churchill. Excellent shot from the Churchill, just popping up over that ridge and taking care of that. We have an AA gun here, which is going to hurt a lot of infantry approaching from the ridge or over the ridge. There's absolutely no cover if you look from this angle. No cover whatsoever to hide behind. No sandbags there. Possibly one of the biggest advantages the Japanese has right now is sandbags on the ridge overlooking anyone that comes up. No possibility for the... Okay, well the AA gun goes down from the Churchill as to be expected, but as I was saying, with so much fire being put on that ridge, the Commonwealth can't really fortify the area with sandbags, which is kind of a problem. Now there is an AA gun or an AT gun, one of the two, on this left hand side. Remember earlier we had a Daimler go down. So this Churchill kind of needs to be a little bit wary. We have a light vehicle delivering an AA gun now, so honestly not sure what was firing at it before. No matter, something hit the Daimler. AT grenade goes off from one of the commandos. Nice shot. Only disables the vehicle though. The vehicle can still fire. One guy gets out. A load of guys now on fire. This thing is burning. Only one lucky guy escapes. This guy, I swear he was on fire. Never mind, two escape. One goes down though, so not really an escape for him. He shoots a commando running up to him. I think he was going to go and give him a hug. Honestly not sure what was going on there. AI not too bright, especially when you tell him to do something specific, but a grenade goes off and gets that guy. Completely gibs him and he just explodes into a big cloud of blood. Still a lot of smokes happening in the middle. An Anzac's running up here, shoots a guy, tosses a grenade, kills another guy. He seems to have soloed this a whole area by himself. Well done to him. Hooray! He's very happy that he has done that by himself. Honestly, I don't know how many sound files are in this game, but there seems to be a very limited amount, but it still makes me giggle nonetheless. This guy, not too happy now. I don't think he's got a smile on his face after encountering that squad, but no matter. This central position is now going to the Japanese Commonwealth. I don't know, it's honestly just smokes and constant capping of that zone so far. There's a sneaky little armoured vehicle hiding in plain sight, no less. Unlike this Daimler, and this Churchill has been taken out at some point. You can see someone was trying to repair it, but it's been completely destroyed. Not going to be able to repair that at all. More smokes, as per usual, in the centre. Usual day for the centre. Oh yeah, there is a map making competition, by the way, from Digital Mindsoft. If you go to their forums, I will put a link in the description. You can read up more about that, but the winners, there's up to 3 winners, will be having their maps published in their DLC, the next DLC.